And how I was introduced to shea butter, I was working in Rwanda in one of my youth development phases in life and spaces. And someone introduced, I had dreadlocks at the time and I didn't have any hair product. And it was so hard to find the exact product I'm looking for. The person said, hey, try this. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, yeah, it's good for hair. And I tried it. And she gave me a lot. And I went back to South Africa and I was like, I love this product. Kind of Googled where you get it. Mostly you get it in West Africa. How do I get bulk to get here? Which was also a lesson and a half. And then I started to bring in the product, let's say around 2022 to 2023. Then started to learn about now labeling, packaging, and trying out markets to see if people would like to know about more. And I see there's a huge market for it. People don't know it. People in America, if you look at TikTok and say shea butter, it's a big thing that side on TikTok rather, I'd say. But in South Africa, it's slowly being introduced. There's many distributors, as I said. It's in the beauty industry. It's in the things that you put on your lotion. You'll find shea butter in.
I've actually bought some lotion with components of it.
Exactly. They do mix it. So what I'm giving you is the raw form without other components. And some people would say, okay, I've tried the shea, but I just don't like the smell.
Hello, Alpha Female family, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Alpha Female podcast. Today, we're talking all things entrepreneurship. So if you have a 9-to-5 and are thinking of starting a business, you have come to the right place. I'm not alone. I'm with a lovely, lovely guest. Her name is Sivu Prusent-Adeoye. She is the founder of Shea Organics, and we have some of the products here. So super excited to have you. Welcome, Sisi.
Thank you so much. Super excited to be here.
Yeah. So Sivu is a mom, wife, entrepreneur, social impact and activist. What don't you do, Sisi?
Jang, I do it all. I'm not gonna lie. When you're saying it like that, it sounds like I do it all. But yes, the biggest one is, I'm not gonna lie, it's being a mom and also running my Shea Glow Organics brand, but also the main thing that keeps the water running, the lights alive, is the 9-to-5 job, which is a project manager in a social investment space. And that's what I do actually. Yeah.
Love that. A woman of many hats.
Yes.
A woman of many seats at the table. Let's get started. So here we start, we like starting off a bit, slower and easy, just to ease us into the conversation.
Okay.
So I have cards here. Please try to answer truthfully, unless you're really uncomfortable. Play, you're a married woman. But
I'll try my best.
So the first one, Eti, what are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Let me be honest with you. What I'm looking forward to in the next 10 years is acquiring land in the Eastern Cape.
Ah, nice.
Building, having a factory as well where I can do mass production of Shea Glow Organics, and employing young people in the Eastern Cape, especially my hometown, Queenstown.
Yeah.
Queenstown is a small town and a lot is not available, but and you've got these factories that are closed down there. So if I could acquire one of them, that's one of my wishes. Stay in a plot of land, be off grid, but have my business running. That is one of the dreams I have, and the kids in boarding school.
Yeah. Not in boarding school.
In boarding school.
I love that. Yeah. And I think we receive it for you. One day we'll see Shea Glow everywhere. Everywhere. The scam clicks. Please. Love that. If you could have any celebrity be your best friend, who would you pick?
I've had this question before and I'd like to change it a little bit.
Okay.
Instead of a celebrity.
Yes.
Be my best friend. And I know I'm going to sound cliche, but it's my mom.
Oh.
Why my mom is, that's where the wanting to hustle, wanting to be an entrepreneur comes from. So my mom is a lab manager by profession, but she was a person who had a sewing company, who had who was selling products, who was coming here to Johannesburg to get stock to sell for us to go to multiracial school. So that's where I'd say that's the person I'd invite, because there's so much wealth of knowledge I've actually gotten from her.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from her.
That's amazing. We'll come back to this one.
No problem.
Yeah, Sivu boy. And then, Futhi, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But see, what's the last product you returned?
The last product I returned, I recently had a little baba.
Yes.
So it wasn't even a bad thing. I just bought something too small.
Oh, okay.
And I had to return it. So that was the last product I returned.
Okay, it wasn't because of your bad quality.
No, bad
quality. Okay. Would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
Win the lottery.
I very mal.
Twice as long.
Where's the money?
Twice as long. Look, entrepreneurship is hard, guys. Twice as long doing what I'm doing. No, I'd have some cash injection and get to do other things and take more risks than twice as long.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then what do the first 30 minutes of your typical day look like?
The first 30 minutes of my typical day looks like I wake up, I pray. I'm on, now I could start doing my yoga, which is just breathing techniques. I'm breastfeeding. I'm having a cup of tea. I'm also praying and thanking God just to being alive. And I've got a 4-year-old. I'm just thinking of 30 minutes. I've got a 4-year-old, dressing her up. After that, checking my phone to just check for orders, because my brand is on WhatsApp. And just check if I've got orders and getting those orders out of the way. Drinking that cold coffee or tea by now. And that's the first 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and
that's
saying
a hectic.
hi to my hubby.
Hubby's at the end.
Hubby's at the end. And my 18-year-old daughter. That's the first 30 minutes of the day. It gets pretty crazy.
It does sound really crazy. Like, okay, hello, you two. After I've made sure the little ones are okay,
then
the business is running, thanking God to being alive. Does that center you?
Yes. Big time. I think for me, I'm a believer, whatever you believe in, you must have a spiritual home for me. And for me, that's God. That's God. And just every day thanking him for little things. I got to wake up.
Yeah. You mentioned, Uguti, you grew up in the Eastern Cape and Queenstown. So how is it like for you, just maybe the first 10 years of your life?
Oh, can I first put a shout out? I know it's a podcast about entrepreneurship. So we're actually celebrating 150 years in my high school, Queenstown Girls High School. As we speak, we're celebrating 150. Shout out to them. And I couldn't join this year because it would have been 20 years since I was in high school.
Yeah.
So back to your initial question of the first 10 years, it was filled with possibilities. And I'm very fortunate to have parents who told you could be anything, you can do anything. They never clipped my wings. They let me explore because I was a very curious child. And some would say, we are papa. Forward. Talks a lot. That was my experience. But I made a lot of friends. I was that girl who brought kids, because before we moved to the burbs from the township, that migration, I had friends coming over. We used to ukanga, take everything out of the fridge and eat. Why not? And my mom couldn't understand, what's wrong with this child? Why are you doing that? And a lot of her coaching, guiding, hitting, so that I can just be a proper child. Those were the first 10 formative years was about that, exploring, but also knowing boundaries.
Yeah, and many possibilities.
Yes.
And you mentioned that your mom was sort of an inspiration for you, so much so that even the woman that you are now, you actually draw from that.
Big time.
So was she the one who then inspired you to be like, let me start a business?
Exactly. And funny enough, I always laugh when I mention this, because in my early 20s, if you had asked me who's my inspiration, my mom would have been last on the list because we never got along. And the more you have your own family, you're starting these businesses, you learn, you go back to basics. Who taught you this? And that was her. And I find myself now going back to her saying, hey, my business is not doing that great. What am I doing wrong? And she's the one who'll tell you, don't be hard on yourself. You've got the kids, you've got the husband. You just recently got married. Just get into the hang of things. Business will pick up. A business is like a baby. The first 5 years, you literally are putting in money and it's not giving anything. You're not breaking even, especially if you are the one funding everything from start to finish. So it's like a learning trail. Things such as she teaches you how to label, how to market yourself. So my mom is not into technology. Hers is still old school word of mouth, samples. And those things still work because with my brand products, it's a skin product. So people would love a sample, would like to experience it. They don't know what it is. What is it? I've heard about it. There's a hype around it. But what is really shea butter? What does it do? And you have to be available, go to markets. And she used to do that. So as I said, she used to have a sewing company. So that sewing company she used to sew is Shea for new makotis.
Oh, actually. Yes. Oh, I see them.
Exactly.
The Kosa ones.
Yes, those ones. And still today, she still wants to go back when she retires. It's just that life happened and she had to be at work and she couldn't maintain that business. But now she's selling shea butter with me in the Eastern Cape, you know? So yeah, that's why I say she's a true inspiration for me. And she has taught me a lot when it comes into entrepreneurship, invoicing, and keeping the money separate. I'm not going to lie to the viewers and think I'm doing it to the T. Sometimes I use some of the money to go buy formula, and that would be like, that's separate from your personal, and I'm still learning that. So she's taught me that a lot.
That's amazing. How important is, and I'll give you a backstory. Once watched, you know how sometimes we consume social media?
Yes.
And there was a lady who is almost 60 and she said, monetize everything. Like it's important, especially as a woman Black, don't rely on the one income, have multiple streams of income. So have you found it really helpful having Shea and the 9 to 5?
Of course. Lulu, let me tell you something. In Cyril's economy, girl, you know, you got to have many streams of income to survive.
You need
it because it's not just Shea Glow Organics. I'm also a motivational speaker, especially in the youth development sector. If I'm invited, I'm also a facilitator for youth development spaces as well. I sit on boards. So for that, it's different money generating streams.
I've counted 5
because because honestly, it's not easy relying on one income. I swear. If it was another generation, I'd understand. 9 to 5, it used to work. Right now, with where we're going, it's not the best ideal element or choice to make.
Yeah.
And I also know that not everybody wants entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So look at other things that you can do in the world of work that can get you that extra income. It doesn't mean selling a product like this. It could be selling a service that you're already doing, but now outside of the company. That also could be considered in an entrepreneurship route.
True.
So I always say it's very important. And I agree with that statement.
Love it. Now let's talk about this baby right here.
Yes.
So you said people have heard about it. People don't even know the uses of shea butter and stuff. So can you give us first maybe a backstory of what your business is and then what the actual product does?
So Shea Glow Organics is a little business under Benny Holdings, which is my company. And we sell shea butter pure. The initial idea for shea butter was to be a distributor. So we wanted to distribute to beauty industries. These are your spas, your hairdressers, etc., to sell shea butter, and they would mix it into products for hair, for skin. That's what is the main component of. Until I realized the product actually can also be used by someone and they can purchase it on their own, and you use it alongside your beauty products because it's great for skin, it's great for stretch marks, it's great for hairline, it's great for fading pimple marks if you have pimple marks. But also there is a responsibility to using shea butter is to also say if you've got an acne prone skin, for example, to first consult with your dermatologist if this is okay, because it's a natural alternative on what you could use to actually assist with any skin condition you might have. How it got about was that I've got a daughter, as I said, an 18-year-old who has eczema.
I was about to ask about eczema. I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a daughter who's got eczema and we've used everything, including those products where you see it works for the first month and then it doesn't.
Yes.
And how I was introduced to shea butter, I was working in Rwanda in one of my youth development phases in life and spaces. And someone introduced, I had dreadlocks at the time and I didn't have any hair product. And it was so hard to find the exact product I'm looking for. The person said, hey, try this. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, yeah, it's good for hair. And I tried it. And she gave me a lot. And I went back to South Africa and I was like, I love this product. Kind of Googled where you get it. Mostly you get it in West Africa. How do I get bulk to get here? Which was also a lesson and a half. And then I started to bring in the product, let's say around 2022 to 2023. Then started to learn about now labeling, packaging, and trying out markets to see if people would like to know about more. And I see there's a huge market for it. People don't know it. People in America, if you look at TikTok and say shea butter, it's a big thing that side on TikTok rather, I'd say. But in South Africa, it's slowly being introduced. There's many distributors, as I said. It's in the beauty industry. It's in the things that you put on your lotion. You'll find shea butter in.
I've actually bought some lotion with components of it.
Exactly. They do mix it. So what I'm giving you is the raw form without other components. And some people would say, okay, I've tried the shea, but I just don't like the smell. The smell literally lasts when you've put it on your skin. You'll smell it. It's like a pungent smell, but it does fade away. Okay. And then it teaches those people who really like to make their own beauty products and they know what's in their products, who are more conscious in that level. You've got a product now, you just need an essential oil, you need another oil to mix it with, maybe avocado, etc. And you can make your own body butters at home. So it's for those type of people and market.
Yeah. And now it's winter. People are drier.
Yes. This is my favorite time to sell shea butter. The funny thing is, in winter we are glowing, in summer we're glowing too with shea butter.
I love that. I love that. So what are the lessons that you've learned thus far? Maybe you can give us 3 in starting your own business, like building this baby.
Can I tell you, when I started this business, I wanted influencers to market. And the biggest shock was how much it costs to get those.
Yeah.
So when you're a startup with literally 500 rands in your name, there's not much you can do. But social media is big. But when you're building a brand, you're starting from the grassroots. Be patient with yourself. Shea Butter on Facebook has got 3,500 followers. That's Shea Glow under the name at Statement Pieces. On Instagram, we've got 355 followers. Those are not big numbers if you think about it. But from those numbers, you got consistent customers that are continuously buying. So what I've learned with that is be patient with yourself. Stay in your lane. Don't look left, don't look right. You find organizations that I really admire, and I'll drop some names. I think, is it Pantry or Pastry?
Pastry.
That's the level I would like to get to. And
my
the
tab
numbers
is amazing.
But exactly. But they've diversified. They're in skin and beauty and all. And you're like, this is where I aspire to get to. Yes, look, get inspired. Don't compare. You work your own journey. Believe in your product. You will get there. Rome was not built in a day. Lay your foundation right. Number 2, costing of items. That's another thing as an entrepreneur. I'd say be on the lookout. Do your research. Don't go to your first manufacturer of bulk buying and think that's it. Go and put your negotiating at like, can I buy 50 units and try it out? Because it is expensive. A label is expensive. Putting shea butter in these containers is expensive. Having an account on Canva to create your labels, to create your content, LinkedIn, Facebook, and using these products that you don't know of. Because I don't have like a social media qualification. Everything has been trial and error. So back to the basics of being patient with yourself. You're learning something new, and take your time, grow your baby, stick to your lane. So those are the three things.
Love that.
Yeah.
And how important is it to have the mindset of like failing fast? Because some people are like perfectionists, you know? So you'd have seen Umatev and you're like, wait, I want to be there. But how important is it as an entrepreneur to kind of learn quickly and keep going?
So the concept of failing fast for me is so important. And I like it. And I'd like to take you back when you said, how were your formative years, the first 10 years? Failed a lot. Failed a lot. We're not talking academia, but that's like how you learned.
In things.
And you learned through failure. And it was that environment where my parents made it okay for you to fall, to learn. That you are able, even when you spent 1,000, and these are low monies that I'm talking about, or even 10,000 on building your brand. That's a lot of money. And you fail. You go, okay, what have I learned? What do we do? How do we get back up? Because if you need to learn to take risks in business. And sometimes that risk can come with the lesson, but not the profit. And that is very important to know.
So not all risk actually has a return.
No.
Some of it is just, I'll never do that again.
It's
okay.
And I love
moving on.
Sorry. And I love how we always say it's calculated. Calculated.
And are you finding that as a woman, especially of color, are there unique challenges to you, or just if you start a business, it's the same?
It's of color, it's of age. Two things.
Oh, of age. Okay.
And why I'm saying that is if I started shea butter before 35, there's so many funding avenues, right? If you've got it right before 35, because a lot of government is pushing youth entrepreneurship, and we understand because of the state of the country. Those of us who are over 35,
not the over.
over 35, yes, they're still funding things, the organizations that are not specifically looking at age. But getting into those spaces, you need to also still be patient with yourself. Yes, you'll put your proposal and you don't get a call. So that for me has been a challenge, but also saying, how do you manage your business, running your business and your overheads with what you have? And of color, you'd find that sometimes you'd want to get into certain spaces, but I might need a Van der Merwe to help me get into those spaces. And I think of color, that's when you have to use what you have created as networks to get you into those spaces, because I don't know how long it is what it is. Number one, I am a black lady. It's systematic. Now play the system with what you have. If you've created networks, let those networks work for you to get into those spaces. And I'm a believer in that.
I love that. And oftentimes women don't like using their networks.
Yes.
They feel like, it's like I'm asking, it's like I'm begging.
Beg, girl. Beg to get into those spaces. You're thinking about your product, you're thinking about where you want to be. Sometimes you won't have. Look, with entrepreneurship, as I said, you said fail forward. One of the things you need to learn, that when I say big, you won't always look collected together like it's thriving. You'll need to say, hey, I'm struggling here. Can you tell me, how do I even get to showcase at this market? Can you help me? Yeah.
Oh man, such gems actually. But how did you decide on this specific product? I know you said you had a daughter.
Yes.
Would you diversify and do something else? Or is this now it?
Definitely in the cards. If you heard, you asked me in 10 years' time and I said a factory in getting just shea butter and packaging it, I don't think it's a great investment. But to diversify, maybe do beauty products, candles, etc. That's when you'd have a lot of you speaking also and tapping into another market. So excuse me, definitely it's something that I would look into.
I see that vision. So we spoke about you being a mom, a wife, to be quite honest, even an employee. How do you balance it all? Is there a thing called balance even? Does it even exist?
If you would have asked my 25-year-old self, I would have told you, yes, there is. Work-life balance is important. 38. I can now hand to heart tell you, you create your own balance. It is not linear. It is not 80-20 sometimes. Sometimes work will require 80% and I can only give 20 at that time. Sometimes family will require 80 and I can only give 20 somewhere else. So for me, it's creating the balance for yourself and what balance looks like for your lifestyle and your family and everything. So for me, with shea butter, my family comes first. With work, my family comes first. That's my primary. If they're okay, then I focus on other things. But they also understand that mommy works, daddy works, and there's this little business that's happening. So trying to find that balance, it's a give and take situation.
Yeah, and it depends on seasons, I'm guessing. So some seasons, like now, you're probably super busy because people are dry.
People are dry. You think I'm super busy, but sales hasn't been that high. And that is because as I had mentioned earlier, I just recently had a baby. I'm on maternity leave. And it was a C-section. So I've been healing. I've been trying to post, but not as frequently as I would have liked, to increase sales, increase engagements on my social media page. But people are buying. But when you compare stats from last year, it's not as great as it was. But I'm still happy. People still know the brand.
Yeah. And we would love to grow your brand more.
Please.
So what role has like community played, firstly in your life and then also in building, your business and your brand?
Community is so important because let me start with my work community where I take a bag of Shea Organics shea butter and I leave it on my table. Lunchtime, you're seeing me. Have you tried shea butter? Put it on your skin. This is what it does. And they love it. And I sell a few shea butter. They refer someone who comes through the networks I've had. Someone would buy shea butter and put it on the group. Then someone would say, hey, I saw on the group, you said, can I get? So shea butter is community is a great way to sell shea butter because you get referrals, you get people saying, hey, I've got this happening. Can I invite you? Can I order some? Can I do this with you? And it's important to have community, especially as an entrepreneur.
And I can imagine also in growing, like we spoke about word of mouth.
Yes.
And you said that it still works now.
Yes.
Especially if you're a business on WhatsApp.
Exactly.
So how do you then become a reliable business? What I mean by that is sometimes, people will spread, talk about you, and then how reputation.
Yes.
Dololo with some businesses.
That's why it's so important to be consistent. It's not like I've had it 100%, but if you say delivery will be 3 to 4 business days because I use Pewter as a delivery service.
Yes.
As much as I've given you the pin, I have to also check, is it still going through? Where is it? Is it going to be delivered at that time? If someone, maybe the product came in a condition that they didn't appreciate, instead of going, that's not my issue, that's the courier issue. No, bring it back. Let's sort it out. Let's see what we can do for you so that you can actually maintain that reputation. It's so, so important. Because remember, in South Africa, I still feel like when we're purchasing things or buying things through WhatsApp, it's still fairly new.
Yes.
So there's an element of trust building that we are still doing.
True. And what would you define as success for yourself? Maybe now in this phase that you're in, and ideally in like 5 years' time.
Success for me now would be if I could hire more people under the Shea Glow, Shea Butter pipeline, where more people are getting a bit of financial freedom through the product. That will be now. In 5 years is still increasing the head count, because if you're going to be taking more people on, there's certain things you should also have as an organization. Imagine someone, for me, look, youth development is my passion. So young people putting in, like now it's SARS season because of Shea Organics. You're doing your IRP5,
Yes.
you know? So for me, that will be definitely success in the next 5 years if I could have that.
Ne? And has it changed also, like from when you started to now?
When it started, it was a one-man show. Now it's two, but that's my husband and my seasonal worker, which is my daughter. So it's still a family affair. But now what has changed is that people are not seeing mom is just doing a hobby. They're seeing it as a business. So someone is measuring the products into the containers. Someone is doing the labeling. Even now, my daughter was like, hey, we need to change the label. The label is not, it's not giving. That's what she always say. So I'm looking into that, getting that feedback, but there's a cost to it as well.
Yeah.
And then also maybe registering ourselves under Fully Proudly South African as well and being on their database.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Love that. And wish it for you as well.
Thank you.
So if maybe you would advise, say, for instance, a young person who's thinking about like almost getting out of the school system.
Yes.
Ne? And they're thinking about entrepreneurship. So I had a very interesting conversation the one day. We were having a career fair and there were different young people coming, others asking very specific questions about technology and all of that. And one of them was like, Mina, I want to own my own business. And to be quite honest, I didn't even know what to say because most of the time the model, according to how we learn in South Africa, is like go to school, go to varsity, do stuff, then later. So what would you advise or help them think through that if they just wanted to be a business person or an entrepreneur?
Simple. Go for it. Why I say that, as I said, I've been fully in the youth space for a very long time. And I used to be one of those people who helped place young people into work environments.
Yes.
But we used to also run work readiness programs.
Yes.
We also learn through stats and what's happening in the country that not all of them are going to be placed in a 9-to-5. What happens to those? So in our work readiness program, we'd have an entrepreneurship element where they had to sell something.
I love that.
And teaching them to sell. It started with sweets. Some of them would be shy, this is not for me. And we'd be like, guys, why are you waiting for someone to call you for an interview? What are you doing? What does entrepreneurship mean for you? It means that you've got sales skills, you can budget, and other things that depending on what you are selling, but it gives you a skill. You're not sitting at home just watching the television and letting the day go by. You're doing something. And that speaks so much in your CV when you want to maybe go to a 9-to-5. So do it. And if you're thinking, I've only got 100 Rand, go buy sweets and sell. And it also boosts your confidence in how you speak to people. So your customer experience skills or customer-centric skills get developed through entrepreneurship. So I always say do it.
Love it. Love it. Because we always think about it from almost an end product and a perfect
exactly like
thing.
A linear, yeah,
yes, and like a linear,
and it's a zigzag,
yes, and we never also consider the skills that you get from entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
I love that. And even the project management. Do you project manage?
Exactly. It is a project. It is. So it just doesn't have an end date, but it is a project. So you still use the skills that you are using, writing proposals for your share, but same skills. So you need to look at it that way, honestly.
I love it. And if, for instance, you were given a chance to do it all over again, like Kalla Pansi, do it all over again, would you change anything?
I would do it younger.
Oh.
I would do it younger in my 20s. In my 20s, I was a corporate girly.
Yes.
Just trying to break it. I'll be your next CEO.
Yes.
That was the dream. You asked my 38-year-old gang, we know we are there.
Why are you violent?
I wanted to be a CEO, you know. But if I had known better, I would have just started, even if I'd call it a side hustle.
Yes.
Have that, whatever it was, have that and continue with that, see it through. And yes, the CEO will come later. It will come. But it's not, as we had talked about, linear. It's a zigzag. And there's so many gems of wisdom you collect in that zigzag.
That's amazing. I hope if you're listening to this podcast, you are inspired to make that money.
Make it.
And to start as soon as possible, because I think we're always looking for the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, the perfect skill set. But I think what I've learned from you today is that there's actually nothing perfect. All you need to do is start with what you have and where you are. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Lulu. And just before you end, I just wanted to also say we are diversifying.
Yay!
We're introducing under the Shea Glow Organics, which is Shea Glow tea, which is literally just hibiscus tea. It's that red tea you'll see. Thank you. We haven't even put a label to it. We're going to introduce that concept. And the nice thing about hibiscus tea, it's an antioxidant. It's good for BP as well. It's a cleanser, especially if you are on a weight loss product. Exactly. And most weight loss teas, you'll find that reddishness comes from that. So, and also the nice thing, you can also put it into a shea butter if you want to put it on your
skin. Love it. Really love it. Keen to also try it. Yes. And where can people find you?
Perfect. You can get us on our WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 063 256 3817. 063 253 3817. That's our Shea Glow WhatsApp line for orders. But if you're looking for Facebook, it's at Statement Pieces. You'll find Shea Glow. TikTok is at Shea with EER at the end, Glow Organics. And also on Instagram, it's at Shea Glow Organics.
Love it. I'll actually drop all of these links on this podcast episode. Thank you so much for coming and inspiring us.
Thank you.
Till next time.